Hello everybody and welcome to episode 3 of the Atom Product Tutorial series. In today's episode I'm going to be showing you how to install the Atom VersaFit standard exhaust or bathroom exhaust fans. Now of course, to get started we are going to need our fans in the first place. And if my toolbar looks a bit different, I'm using a beta version, but everything is essentially the same, it just looks different. So we're first going to open our toolbox and we're going to look up Atom VersaFit. That's VersaFit. I'll also link the model in the description so you can get it easier if you want that, or you can just insert it directly in your game from here. And we're going to insert that. I'm going to close that out. And as you can see, like the Versa lights in the last episode, we have quite a few different configuration options here. Now, I'll flip these upside down so I can show them to you. And let me turn off my light. There we go. So we have two pre-built ones right here. This one is just your standard exhaust fan, and this one is your standard exhaust fan, but it has a light in it, as you can see right there. I'll move my keyboard up a bit. There we go. That feels better. And we have a bunch of different options here. As you can see, you can choose from a lot of different colors with either a light or not, and then we also have these cool looking ones here. And since the white doesn't really go good against white, I'm gonna make we'll do a black fixture so I can just show you how to install this. And we're going to install the one with the light. Oh, and also we have our switches here. We have just our normal, well, these are upside down. We have our standard switch. We have our dual switches, one for light, one for fan. And then we also have the same thing, but in a single gang form factor, which is often the more desirable option. But first, let's actually start by putting our new faceplate on. So first off, you're going to want to ungroup it like usual by hitting Control U, and it'll expand into a few different things. We have exhaust fan group and then our covers. So since we want our black cover, what we're going to do is open covers. These are the builder style covers. Okay, that's what they're called. I don't want any of those. I don't want those. I do want the covers with the light, and I want the black one. So it's that one right there. So delete all but those. And then I can just ungroup that there. There you go. You can see it does have a little plug in it too. I don't know if that's actually how bathroom fans have it. That would be pretty cool. Interesting. And then in our exhaust fan group, we have all of our switches. So I'm just going to use the single game form factor dual switch. So we're going to delete fan/light switch, fan switch, and light switch. And we have our two separate ones here. Now we're going to delete this one. There we go. And of course we have our cutout too. So for now I'm going to move that over there. Let me make sure that this is lined up. There we go. Perfect. I'm going to move that back down. We're going to go into our exhaust fan model right here, and we are going to delete this cover with the light. Oh, it just has a whole outlet in here. Alright, as you can see, we have a label right here. And Atom likes to include just little small details and things that most people won't ever actually see in game, such as, well, I guess this motor doesn't have it, but most of our fan motors do actually have coils inside of them. So let's move our existing cover with the light right over onto our new one, and we can see that's lined up because the outlet is inserted perfectly, or the plug is in the outlet, and then we'll move that into there. Perfect. So now let's drag our whole thing up to where we want to install it. I'll install it right next to our VersaLite over here, because why not? First things first, we are going to want to make the cutout in the ceiling. So we are going to drag our cutout up into the ceiling like that, and we're going to select our ceiling. And then in the models tab right here, we are going to hit, they moved it. Oh, there it is, union. We're going to hit union. Or we can do, well, apparently we can also just do Control-Shift-G. Oh, I didn't even know I could do that. Okay. And as you can see, that'll make a cutout in the ceiling. Let's change this to use part color. There we go. And we can move our exhaust fan right up into there. Move that a bit more accurate. There we go. Look at that. That's actually, that looks pretty good. I like that. Now we're going to install our light switch, which is pretty easy. Just going to move that down, and I'll put it right next to the VersaLite switch, and I'll show you how to make the light switches look nice to like right next to each other too. So let me turn on my camera light so it's easier for you guys to see. We're going to go like that and move that all the way over like this, and as you can see, sometimes you can see it's kind of partially overlapping. You can just make some minor adjustments until that looks flat there, and then yeah, that seems to be about the right position, and as you can see, that looks pretty nice next to each other. Let me unselect that, or deselect. Yep, so look at that. Alright, now it's installed. Just like almost every other Atom product, we can hook it up to a breaker. So I actually don't have a breaker made for this one currently, so I'm going to use one of our existing ones. Let's just go with this one right here. I'm going to rename it to VersaFit. And if you want to see how to set up all your breakers, I'll put a little card in the top for a link to episode 1. And we are going to change the label to VersaFit. There we go. Alright, now we have our fan group. We're going to click on the breaker value here, and then on value and properties, we're going to click on the spoof breaker, and then click on the VersaFit breaker. And you can see these spoof breakers do not remove. These ones, if you do have it hooked up to a breaker in your breaker panel, you can remove them. They don't need to be used anymore. Now, if you have some of our other lights with manuals that say do not remove, do not take those out, because those make it work. But now that we have that installed, we can go ahead and test this out. And for some reason, Roblox Studio is actually giving me more frames than normal today. It's not capping at 25 like usual. Yeah, it's at like 37. Alright. See our nice little fan up there. This top one will be your light, as you can see. Oh, I should probably turn my speakers on so I can hear. And bottom one is your fan, which you can hear more when you're closer to it, but it is on. So I can turn those both on at the same time. Let's open our breaker panel. And you see, there's the VersaFit. Turn that off, and it turns it off. And I know there's sound coming out of the fan because my audio visualizer is showing audio output from the desktop. And there you go. That's pretty straightforward. So, I hope you guys enjoyed this tutorial video. If you need any help or comments, questions, you can ask in the comment section down below. And I'll see you all in the next episode. Goodbye.